How are you finding the show so far? I know you've been a very busy man. I've seen you on your panel discussion, but show going well from a Metaswitch perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. These are always a great opportunity to see some of our existing customers and share notes with them about what they're seeing in market, how they're progressing. Seeing the vendor community, the open ecosystem that we work with a lot of, but also hearing kind of the direction, the vision that operators are heading in terms of how they differentiate in market, how they position themselves perhaps relative to the OTTs, and hearing some of the success stories that they're bringing to the show.
And I suppose this is a perfectly aligned event for you because it's service provider focused, so it's absolutely your bread and butter.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, our focus is very much on enabling service providers to succeed in market. We've been doing that for something like 20 years now, my whole career. And yeah, I think the gathering together, the size of this event has grown. We've seen significantly the last few years, and the coming together of a wide range of service providers from all different sort of parts of the market is really valuable for us.
What have you gleaned in terms of trends from this event? There's a few things that have been pretty prominent, but I wanted just to get your opinion on what's particularly jumped out to you.
Yeah, I think we've seen, there's this macro trend of shift away from focusing just on technology, but to focusing on how are we meeting our customers' needs and making sure that we're delivering customer outcomes. So to me, it feels like a lot of the conversation has matured in terms of the go-to-market and marketing strategies. I think within that, of course, there is technology and product evolution and change. We're seeing a lot of shift towards mobility. And clearly Cavell with their research is showing that enterprises are really grappling this question about how do we meet the needs of a much more mobile workforce. I think within that also we're obviously seeing this drive towards opening platforms with APIs, with CPaaS to enable operators to bring their own differentiation to different verticals.
And you were talking, as I said, caught you on stage before, and that was one of the topics of the panel was that the open platform, and that's really growing in importance, isn't it? And I think a lot more service providers are realising there's a real opportunity potentially to leverage that.
Yes, absolutely. I think there's a big decision point for many operators in their near future, which is whether do I position myself essentially as an access network, as a sales and marketing team, reselling someone else's cloud, and accept that's the path I'm going to go down, and maybe differentiate on commercials where they have the room to do so, or do they decide that they want to own their own platform, build out their own differentiation, have control of the offer, have control of their own customers' experience as well. And I think that fork in the road is coming for many operators as they look down the next few years, and it's an important strategic question. I think from our point of view, we think operators have succeeded for years by buying in technology, operationalizing it really effectively, and building their own offer that stands them apart for their market segments and their niches. And we don't think that's changed, and we think that's the right direction that operators should be taking.
Yeah, and that platform product debate has been consistently a reoccurring theme throughout the event, and the value there, if you can get it right, which isn't necessarily easy, but with the help of companies like Metaswitch, is definitely there for service providers, isn't it?
100%. I mean, I think we see, the UC market or the enterprise communications market for a long time has had this sort of battle, if you like, between the enterprise vendors, the over-the-tops, and the service providers. I think our strong view is that particularly seeing the direction that enterprises are going with a much more mobile workforce, that actually control of the network is becoming an increasingly important factor in delivering a user experience that makes the service really easy to consume and adopt, that delivers the quality of that service. And I think we're also looking at service providers who maybe have invested very heavily in their networks over the last 10 years, essentially standing still, particularly their consumer offerings, but really looking for ways I can leverage and build value from my network. And our viewpoint is that we think if the operators who get that right have a very, very big opportunity to win big in this market.